All right, Joe Noakes here with HANKSTERS Hot Rods, coming here from from HANKSTERS in Homer City, Pennsylvania showroom. And today we've got a pretty nice addition to our inventory here to bring to you, and that is a 1969 Dodge Charger RT. This is a Hemi resto mod car here. So this car is immaculate, both underside and topside, and we're going to go through every bit of it here with you. So as we always do, starting here at the back of the car, we're just going to go ahead and tell you exactly what's all underneath here, and then when we're all done, we get it down off the lift and take you around the outside of the car. So what we're looking at here underneath the rear of our 69 Charger, it looks like we have a pretty new fuel tank here. This is a steel, just a stock, steel fuel tank back here. All of your mounting hardware, your straps, the insulation up in between the straps, your bolts for mounting it and everything, that's all in good, excellent condition back here. Again, like I said, pretty new. You don't see any dents or dings in it. Like I said, it's in excellent shape. Now, as far as our running gear back here, we'll just start out at one side and work our way across. So as far as what we're looking at here, as far as the rubber, the tires on the car, we've got Mickey Thompson Sportsman SR tires the whole way around this car, so everything's all matching tread. Now the size on the back tires is a 28 by 12 R15 LT tire. Those are mounted on a set of 15-inch Billet Specialties polished aluminum wheels. All in excellent condition. The tread on these also 100%. They're all new. So again, that's all in great shape. Now inside of our wheels here, as far as our braking power goes in this car, it's four-wheel disc brake, and it's Wilwood disc brakes the whole way around. Wilwood calipers, discs on the rear. We've got the multi-leaf rear suspension back here. Brand new shocks, both front and rear on this car as well. As far as the rear end housing itself, this is a Dana 60 rear end. You see it's got the nice chrome cover on the back for the diff cover. And then inside of that, we've got a set of 410 gears. And this is all in a posi unit here too. So again, posi unit because there's some pretty good stuff up front in this car, and you'll see why the posi unit there. But again, multi-leaf rear suspension. It's a dual exhaust, all new 3-inch dual exhaust the whole way back, from headers back to the mufflers, and then 3-inch tailpipes out the rear with the chrome exhaust tips back here. And that's Flowmaster mufflers on this car as well. So again, it's going to have a nice, deep, throaty sound to it whenever it's up and running. All right, here we are now standing underneath the center of our 69 Charger RT here. First and foremost, obviously what you can see under here is this immaculate floor underneath the car here. Everything is all painted, the floors, that is, floors and frame, painted the same color as what the exterior of the car is, and that being a snake skin Viper green two-stage paint that's on this car, and you can see just how nice that is. Again, frame just immaculate, nice and straight, good and square the whole way back through this car. The floors, there's absolutely no patching whatsoever. All of the the rubber like your boots and caps and everything down here are all intact. We have a proportioning valve here for the rear brakes on the car. You just have to reach underneath the car and dial that in exactly where you want it. Like I said, all 3-inch exhaust the whole way back from the headers, which by the way are ceramic coated long tube headers. It's got the crossover pipe here, like I said, the Flowmaster mufflers. Over on this side here, we see all new fuel lines run, and it does have an electric fuel pump mounted inside of the frame rail here. So again, that's going to deliver your fuel very efficiently on this car. As far as transmission goes, we have an upgraded Tremec TKO 600, which is a 6-speed manual transmission. We also have the blow-proof bell housing here, and that's all covered up here in the front to protect that flywheel, the clutch and flywheel assembly. Like I said, the ceramic long tube headers, and just kind of to mention there real quick, as far as the floor, the frame, the body, all of that stuff goes, this is all original California body, floors, frame, and trunk metal on this car. Nothing has been replaced on it. So that's a good bit of information for you to have on that. Other than that, I think we can go ahead and move to the front of the car, talk about the suspension on the car, steering components, and the front braking components on it as well. All right, and here we are now underneath the front end of our 69 Charger RT Hemi Resto Mod car. So as we do on all of our front ends, we'll start out here at the end, work our way across. So as far as tires go, again, the Mickey Thompson Sportsman SR tires up front here as well as on the back, all matching tread pattern, all good tires, all new. Mounted on 15-inch wheels. Now tire size up front are 26/8 R15 LTs on the front. Again, those are 15-inch billet specialty polished aluminum wheels. Inside here, again, I've already mentioned we got the 4-wheel disc brakes, all Willwood calipers. Now up front, we've got the vaned rotors to help with cooling and everything. As far as front suspension goes, now it's just all stock suspension components. It is the torsion bar front suspension. We've got, the strut rods to keep everything lined up here. Just your stock stamped lower and upper control arms. Stock spindles on the car. We do have a front sway bar on this car too to help connect the two sides together and keep body roll to a minimum. The front K member here, this section right here, that's in excellent shape, good and straight. Again, you can see that cover for your clutch and flywheel assembly here to protect everything. Those long tube ceramic coat headers, you can see a little bit different angle on those. As far as the steering components, your tie rods here, all the little rubber dust boots are all intact. This is your drag length here, that's good and straight too. Pitman arm coming down off your steering box, rubber dust boot intact there. All of your ball joints, same thing, rubber dust boots intact, and you can tell that everything's been maintained very well underneath this car as far as being greased and oiled and all that stuff. So everything's good there. Other items I can see from standing underneath the car here, and again, we'll get to these items too a little bit later, but I do see we've got an aluminum radiator up there, aluminum pulleys on the motor, and again, just to give you a quick idea of what we're going to see under the hood. Again, this car being a Resto Mod, this has a 572 cubic inch Hemi motor. It's like 700 horsepower, so plenty of power. That's why they've upgraded the transmission to what they did. That's why they went with the Dana 60 rear end in the car with the posi unit and the 410 gear. Again, all heavier duty equipment to handle that much power in a car like this. So that's everything for underneath here. We can go ahead and get her down now, and then we'll go over the outside of the car for you then next. All right, here we got our car down off of the lift now. Here again, this is our 1969 Dodge Charger RT Hemi Resto Mod car. Again, we've been through all of the stuff on the underside. Now we get to go through everything topside now, under the hood and inside the car for you as well. So as we're standing here, you can see this beautiful green paint. Now this is a snake skin Viper green 2-stage paint here on this car. You can see very smooth, polished out, real nice on this car. You're going to be hard pressed to find any, and I mean any kind of defects in this. As I stand here and look back the side of the car here, it is laser straight down the side. And again, these Chargers have big panels on them, so if there was any waviness, you could see it, and there is none of that to talk about on this car. We'll come back around to the hood, but just know this is a fiberglass hood that's on here with the scoop, but everything lines up really, really good on this car. So fitment on that fiberglass hood is very nice. On the fenders here, we've got the bright wheellet moldings here. We've got the billet specialty wheels down here below, and mounted on those are those Mickey Thompson Sportsman SR tires. I believe, if I remember correctly, they're 26/8 R15 LTs on the front, and then I'll tell you what they are on the back when we get there. You got the reflectors down here. Those lenses for the reflectors are in excellent shape. No cracks or no chips out of those. They're in good shape. The bezels around them, they're painted same color as the car there, and those are in excellent condition also. As we work our way back and we get to the door, we can take a look at our door fitment. So you look at your gaps here on the front side, and you can also check out the gaps on the back side of the door. Again, fitment is really good on this door. Those gaps are very uniform front to back, and as far as your elevations go, it is dead on. So alignment is spot on this car. Now we do have the dual mirrors here. Now I know sometimes they'll call these like the dual racing mirrors. The driver's side is a remote adjust a mirror, and then of course you have the passenger side mirror over there. Both again color matched to the car. You also have the bright drip rail moldings here along that drip rail edge. All of your moldings across the top edge of the door. Again, everything super straight on this car, polished up really nice. There's no dents or dings in any of the trim work on this car whatsoever. Just real quickly, let's open up the door. Take a look briefly here inside. We'll go more in depth when we get to the interior. But again, you see that same snakeskin viper green exterior paint there followed through on the interior of the car. So you see it on the doors. You see it down along the bottom edge of the doors here. Even the dash is done up, painted up that same color. And then you've got the black interior to offset it. Again, this has, it's like a snakeskin look, inlays on the seats, both front and rear. But again, we'll see all of that stuff when we get to the interior. The weather stripping on this car is new. There's no cracks or chips or tears, chunks out of it. It's all brand new. So again, your weather stripping on the door, weather stripping up along the top here where your windows come up in, even your felts here for your windows as they slide up, everything is like new on this car. As you see, door shuts very nice, good solid thud there, and it's perfect. Again, the fitment on that door is excellent. As we stand back, come back here to the rear quarter panel. Again, we look down in the car and we see that the side of this is perfectly straight. Again, you've got the bright wheellet moldings, the 15-inch billet specialty wheels with those Mickey Thompson tires, and now on the back you have 28 by 12 R15 LTs on those. But again, all matching tires. We already saw all of that from the Underside video. Of course, you've got your iconic fuel lid up here on the top of the quarter panel, and that is functional. And then you've got the black or the matte black RT decal that goes across the trunk and down over the sides of the quarter panel there. Again, your mark or your reflector, I should say, back here, lens is in perfect condition, as well as the bezel around it. And that brings us to the rear of the car. All right, now that we're around the back side here of our 69 Charger RT, we can take a look at things like the rear glass, the moldings, the trunk lid itself, the fitment, tail panel, lights back here, bumper, all of that stuff. So again, just as I said, the glass, you can tell it is tinted glass the whole way around. Even the windshield's got a slight tint to it. The moldings and trim around that window, those are in excellent shape. Again, there's no dents or dings in any of it, and it's all polished up real nice. Again, all of your paint and finish work around underneath that window even is in excellent condition. And your trunk lid, if you look at the gaps the whole way around this trunk lid, they are excellent. I mean, fitment again on everything in this car is perfect or dead on. So again, even with it closed, your elevations are dead on this car too. So very nice panel fitment. Again, you got that black stripe the whole way across the trunk there and down over the quarter panels. You've got the blacked out tail panel. Your bright work here all nicely polished up. You've got the RT emblem right here in the center of your tail panel, and you can see that's done in that same snakeskin viper green paint. So they've done the emblems to match up with the car as well. Taillight lenses, those are in excellent shape. There's no cracks or chips in any of that. The bright areas around that with all the bezels are in excellent shape, polished up nice. the big rear bumper here, that's polished up beautiful chrome on this, along with the little bumperettes back here. And then on your lower valance, you do have your backup lights here, and those lenses are in great shape. The bezels around them polished up nice too. And then we've already mentioned those chrome exhaust tips as well when we did the underside. Let's go ahead and open the trunk up. That'll give us an opportunity to look and see how nicely they finished off this trunk. So you have that same snakeskin viper green paint on the interior of your trunk here, especially in the trunk lid. All new weather stripping the whole way around your trunk. So again, it'll seal up just fine. You do have in here some custom floor mats. They do have Charger kind of embroidered there on them. So we have those in here. We've got a spare tire cover in here with the Mopar logo right in the center. And then underneath that spare tire cover is a full-size spare tire. Now you can see the trunk here. It's all done up, some custom panels, custom carpeting in there, custom molded carpeting for that to finish everything off. You got a couple panels in here too that you can put things in, and then even the fill neck here, they have it upholstered or carpeted so that it's not just the bare metal fuel fill neck in there. Again, the hood opens and closes nice. The spring on it works great, and when you close it, it's not just a hard thud. It's actually kind of like it's cushioned almost, but it's just basically because of the new weather stripping and everything fitting so well here. All right, now we're here on the passenger side of the car. So again, nothing too in-depth to go over here that we haven't already touched on over on the underside. So we'll go ahead and just kind of real quickly walk our way up here and point out to you exactly what we're looking at. So again, that matte black RT stripe here, down over the trunk, down over those quarter panels. Again, with those big long panels that the Chargers have, you can look down the side from back to front and you can see that it is perfectly straight. Door fits perfect, the alignment, everything on it is just perfect the whole way down the side of this car. So as we get there, again, we've got those bright Willet moldings, the 15-inch billet specialty wheels, the Mickey Thompson rubber, both on the rear as well as the front. All of your bright work, your drip rail moldings here, the moldings along the top edge of the door are in perfect shape, polished up nice, no dents or dings in any of that. You can see your door gaps here on the back side as well as the front side of the fender are very uniform, and even your elevations, just like was over on the driver's side, they are dead on. There's no deviation whatsoever. Whenever you run your hand across that, it's straight the whole way down the side of the car. Got the mirror over here on the passenger side as I spoke of before. Take a look at the inside of this door now real quickly. Again, that same green paint, your rubber bump stops both on the top and the bottom. Weather stripping is all new on this car. Custom door panels, full custom interior pretty much. I mean, it's got, you know, your stock carpeting in there, but it's all new black. You've got the bucket seats up front. You've got matching upholstery front and rear, painted dash, black padded dash, but it is your factory dash in this car. So again, we'll get to that stuff more in depth when we get to the interior. But again, all of your weather stripping up along the top edge here of the door, your felts here for your glass to ride up along, those are all new and in excellent condition. As I mentioned before, all the glass is tinted in it, even your little quarter windows, and like I said, the windshield itself is even tinted a little bit on this car. As we come forward, we've got your fender mounted antenna. This looks to be probably a power antenna here. It's down right now. When you power up the radio, that comes up there too to give you a little better reception. Front fenders, again, perfectly straight the whole way down those fenders. Got those Willet moldings too. Again, your reflectors here on your side, the bezels, the reflector lens itself, those are in excellent condition too. All right, here we are now. Finally, we made it to the front end of the car here. Again, our '69 Dodge Charger RT Hemi resto mod. That front end, again, it's very hard to not know what type of car this is by looking at that nose. It's you know, it determines what that whole car is there. But again, you've got the grill areas; those are in immaculate shape. The black areas, the all plastic area, there's no cracks or no pieces missing out of them. They're all new. Again, they're silver painted along the edges, and then your inlet or insets on these, those are painted silver also. You do have a little bit of bright work here around the edge of that too, and it's polished up and nice and straight also. Now you see in your grill area here on your one headlight flip up cover here, you've got the charger, then you've got the RT emblem there also, again painted that same green as the rest of the car. And those are flip up lights, so whenever you turn the lights on, kind of like your hideaway lights on a Camaro maybe, they do flip up, allow those lenses or the lights to shine through then. The chrome bumper up front, you can see how nice that is, polished up and in excellent condition. As far as the hood goes, again, I've mentioned real briefly, this is a fiberglass hood, but you can take a look at the gaps the whole way around this hood. It's been fitted up very nice. Elevations are as good as you are going to get with a fiberglass hood, and that's very tough to do a lot of times with the way they're braced up and so forth, and when heat gets to them. But this one here is excellent. Probably one of the best fitting fiberglass hoods I've ever seen. Again, it's color matched to the car, so that same snake skin, viper green, two-stage paint, even the hood scoop itself here, all fiberglass. Let's go ahead and open the hood up, and then we'll take a look at what underneath here for a power plant. Now, as I said before on the underside video, they've upgraded the transmission. You've got the heavy-duty Dana 60 rear end in this car, so it's going to handle whatever power you put down to it. And there's a lot of it here. This is a 572 cubic inch Hemi motor. It's running about 700 horsepower there as far as your power rating goes, and it's all in there. So again, you've got ball milled air cleaner, you've got dual Edelbrock 1805 4-barrel carbs on this. You also have an Edelbrock aluminum intake on it to help get that fuel down to your head, to your combustion chambers. The black 572 Hemi valve covers on here look really good. You've got valve cover breathers, PCV valves in both of those. You've got up here that we can take a look at too, you've got a chrome brake booster. You've got the Willwood master cylinder for your power 4-wheel disc brakes in this car. You also have polished aluminum strut assisted hood hinges on this car. That's going to allow that hood to come up nice and easy for you and keep it up there too if you ever need to get underneath here. The battery's fairly new. We've got a real nice looking alternator in here. It's all painted black. You've got an aluminum water pump in here, power steering. You've got a Champion aluminum radiator in here to help cool. Again, with a big motor like that, the aluminum does cool a lot more efficiently. So again, they've upgraded to that aluminum radiator. We've got a 7-blade clutch fan in here, as well as the chrome fan shroud in here. So again, it's going to keep everything nice and cool in here. Your horns are hooked up. The ignition system has been upgraded on this to an MSD 6AL ignition box. It does have an upgraded distributor in it and an upgraded coil mounted up here to the inner fender as well. You do have a polished aluminum radiator overflow tank here too. Again, that's going to help keep something from purging out of the radiator and going onto the ground or someplace else and traveling back the frame possibly. It's going to keep everything nice and clean under here. Now again, with a big motor like this and being a performance type motor, a lot of times people are a little concerned about brakes. Is it going to have enough vacuum? They have a vacuum assist canister in here, so that's going to supply enough vacuum to your brakes at all time for you to be able to use them and them to work properly. So again, all of that stuff, I mean, they've done the work on this car and it's been done right. So again, nice racy motor, but yet not so racy that you can't take it out on the street and drive it around. So again, it's all streetable power, but when you need it, you've got it with this motor here. So that's really it for on the exterior of the car. Now again, I mentioned on the underside video, this car, all of the body, the frame, the floors, the trunk, it's all original California metal. It's never been replaced or anything. No patches or whatsoever that you'll find on this car. So this car is top-notch components, top-notch workmanship on this car. So that's really all I can say about it. What we'll do now is we'll go inside, take a look at the interior. All right, now that we're in the comfort of our 69 Dodge Charger RT Hemi Resto Mod here, you can see the interior on this thing. Again, they spared no expense outside under the hood. Why would they do it on the inside? They did not. So again, all custom interior. You can see the door panels out there. Again, all custom full-length door panel. You can still see that green from the outside of the car followed through to the interior of the car. But again, custom black upholstered door panels and armrests. You've got the dash here. This is factory dash. Got the factory dash pad in here. I would assume it's all new too, though. There's no cracks or you know, anything like that, or dry rotting of the dash. So it's all new stuff. Every bit of it is in excellent condition. You can see that they did paint the dash. Originally this car would have been like a wood grain trim inside, but they've gone ahead and painted that. They've added in what are called phantom name brand gauges. They're white faced, all of them, and you have a in-dash tach. You have a 150 mile an hour speedometer. You've got fuel gauge, you've got water temperature, oil pressure, and the voltmeter all in the dash. You also see that they've retained the factory radio here. Now this is an AM/FM radio that's in here, but in combination with that, if you open up the glove box here, there is a Kenwood AM/FM CD player installed in here. So they've gone ahead and upgraded the stereo in it a little bit, so that it gives you the capability of listening to some CDs if you want to. So that's what's inside the glove box. You got your factory heater controls up here on the dash, just like you would. Now they have gone ahead and changed out that stock steering wheel. They put a Grant steering wheel in here, but again, it looks good in here. Looks like it belongs with this interior. These are custom bucket seats up front. Now it has what looks to be like a snakeskin type inlay in the seats, and it's matching both front and rear. So your rear seat upholstery looks exactly like this front does. But it's kind of like a combination, whether this is snakeskin or just like a snakeskin look leather. You have that with kind of like a cloth type material here. That's exactly the way the back seat is too. All new carpeting. The headliner in this car is brand new also. You've got the center console in here. Now this would be a factory style center console, but this was made for the manual transmission. So they got your shifter up through here, and then they do have the correct 6-speed shifter ball on here, because remember, this has that Tremec TKO 600 6-speed manual transmission in here. So again, that's going to handle the power from that 572 Hemi. As far as seat belts go, we do have front seat belts. They're built right into these seats, and they are a retractable belt. Again, like I said, the dash is finished off nice. You've got all your normal switches that you would for your wipers, your washers, your flashers, and headlights and so forth too. Again, everything has been done nicely on this car. No expense has been spared. I think whoever ends with this car, you're going to be more than happy with this. What we have now to do is to go ahead and get the car started up for you. That way you get to hear what that motor sounds like. Until then, if you have any questions on this car or any other car that we have in our inventory, feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. All of our contact information, as always, is made available to you throughout all the photos and videos video that we have on the cars. As well as you can always visit our website at www.hanksters.com for any additional info you might need.